Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name is Amy. I'm an ordained minister, and we are in Bible study. We are in the Niv, and we are in the book of Joshua. We are doing chapter 7. And this heading is called Achan's Sin. But the Israelites acted unfaithfully in regard to the devoted things. I'm going to see the Hebrew term refers to the irrevocably giving over of things or persons to the Lord, as in totally destroying them, the burnt offering method. So Achan, son of Carmi, the son of Zimri, footnote of D. See the Septuagint and First Chronicles or Second Hebrews. Instead of Zimri, they have Zabdi, Z-A-B-D-I, Zabdi, as opposed to Zimri, Z-I-M-R-I. The son of Zerah, Z-E-R-A-H, of the tribe of Judah, took some of them. So for back reference, they were told not to take anything. They were told to burn everything, because the only thing they got that was allowed to live was Rahab, R-A-H-A-B, the either innkeeper or prostitute, because the footnotes say one thing, the word says another. I don't know. That helped the spies. Everything else was supposed to be totally burnt. What they're saying here is this guy Achan didn't listen to Joshua or the Lord, and he kept stuff that he shouldn't have kept. So the Lord's anger burned against Israel. Now Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai, literally A-I, which is near Beth Aven and east of Bethel, and told them, "Go up and spy out the region." So the men went up and spied out Ai. When they returned to Joshua, they said, "Not all the people will have to go up against Ai. Send 2,000 or 3,000 men to take it, and do not weary all the people, for only a few men are there." So about 3,000 men went up, but they were routed by the men of Ai, who killed about 36 of them. They chased the Israelites from the city gate as far as the stone quarries. I've got a footnote of E. Or Shebarim, S-H-E-B-A-R-I-M, and struck them down on the slopes. At this, the hearts of the people melted and became like water. There Joshua tore his clothes and fell face down to the ground before the ark of the Lord, remaining there till evening. The elders of Israel did the same and sprinkled dust on their heads. And Joshua said, "Ah, sovereign Lord, why did you ever bring these people across the Jordan to deliver them into the hands of the Amorites to destroy us? If only we had been content to stay on the other side of the Jordan. O Lord, what can I say now that Israel has been routed by its enemies? The Canaanites and the other people of the country will hear about this, and they will surround us and wipe us out, our name from the earth. What then will you do for your own great name?" Ooh, sounds like a direct challenge there. The Lord said to Joshua, "Stand up." There's an exclamation mark there. "What are you doing down on your face? Israel has sinned. They have violated my covenant, which I commanded them to keep. They have taken some of the devoted things. They have stolen. They have lied. They have put them with their own possessions. That is why the Israelites cannot stand against their enemies. They have turned their backs and run because they have been made liable to destruction. I will not be with you anymore unless you destroy whatever among you is devoted to destruction. So this is idols, okay? So they're saying somebody took, a piece of idolatry home with them. Which we know from this heading is Achan, right? But at this point, Joshua does not know that. Go consecrate the people. Tell them, consecrate yourselves in preparation for tomorrow. This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. That which is devoted is among you, O Israel. You cannot stand against your enemies until you remove it. In the morning, present yourselves, tribe by tribe. The tribe that the Lord takes shall come forward clan by clan. The clan that the Lord takes shall come forward family by family. And the family the Lord takes shall come forward man by man. He who is caught with the devoted things shall be destroyed by fire, along with all that belongs to him. He has violated the covenant of the Lord and done a disgraceful thing in Israel. So, big consequences there. Early the next morning, Joshua had Israel come forward by tribes, and Judah was taken. Now, the breastplate of Aaron has a gemstone with the name of the tribe for each one of the 12 tribes. So when they're casting lots, which is what this is, the sun would shine and it would shine in a stone, and then, that would be how God would be telling them what tribe. And then they started breaking it down family by family, because you could, again, first stone is oldest of them, and then leader by leader until you narrow it down. They also had the and Thummim, which, smite, bless, yes, no, upward triangle, downward triangle, together, making the Star of David. The Star of David has every letter, like every stroke needed to make every letter in the Hebrew language. So, it is all of God's Word. So, therefore, a very powerful weapon. All right. When we had taken the tribe of Judah was taken. The clans of Judah came forward, and he took the Zaharites. Then the clan of the Zaharites came forward family by families, and Zimri was taken. Joshua had his family come forward, man by man, and Achan, son of Carmi, the son of Zimri, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, was taken. Then Joshua said to Achan, my son, give glory to the Lord, the God of Israel, and give him the praise. So, look at A. Tell the truth. A solemn charge to tell the truth. And, or the second part is confess to him. Instead of, and give him the praise, it's confess to him. Tell me what you have done. Do not hide it from me. Achan replied, it is true. I have sinned against the Lord, the God of Israel. This is what I have done. I saw the plunder, a beautiful robe from Babylonia. That's we got C. In Hebrew, they call that Shinar. Okay. We also call that Mesopotamia, or at least part of Mesopotamia, anyway. 200 shekels of silver and a wedge of gold weighing 50 shekels. I coveted them, and I took them. They are hidden in the ground inside my tent with the silver underneath. So Joshua sent messengers, and they ran to the tent, and there it was, hidden in his tent with the silver underneath. They took the things from the tent, brought them to Joshua, and all the Israelites spread them out before the Lord. Then Joshua, together with all of Israel, took Achan, son of Zerah, the silver, the robe, the gold wedge, his sons and daughters, his cattle, donkey, and sheep, his tent, and all that he had, to the valley of Acre. Joshua said, "Why have you brought this trouble on us? The Lord will bring trouble on you." Then all of Israel stoned him, and after they had stoned the rest, they burned them. Over Achan, they heaped a large pile of rocks, which remains to this day. Then the Lord turned from his fierce anger there at the place they called the Valley of Achor ever since. F, for the footnote there, Achor means trouble. Wow. So he sinned, and his entire family died too. That's some consequences right there. I'm glad we don't have those rules anymore. Like, we don't roam about in my country with this as in the Constitution. Till the next video, friends. Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name is Amy, and I'm an ordained minister, and we are in Bible study. We are in the Nev, and we are in Joshua chapter 8. And we're going to do the whole chapter. It's 35 verses, it looks like. I destroyed. Then the Lord said to Joshua, "Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. Take the whole army with you and go up and attack Ai." That's Ai. It's a location. "For I have delivered it into your hands, the king of Ai, his people, his city, and his lands. You shall do to Ai and its king as you did to Jericho and its king, except you may carry off their plunder and livestock for yourselves. Set an ambush behind the city." So Joshua and the whole army moved out to attack Ai. He chose 30,000 of his best fighting men and sent them out at night with these orders. Listen carefully. You are to set an ambush behind the city. Don't go very far from it. All of you be on the alert. I and all of those with me will advance on the city. But when the men come out against us, as they did before, we will flee from them. They will pursue us until we have lured them away from the city, for they will say, "They are running away from us as they did before." So when we flee from them, you are to rise up from the ambush and take the city. The Lord your God will give it into your hand. When you have taken the city, set it on fire. Do what the Lord has commanded. See to it you have my orders. Then Joshua sent them off, and they went to the place of the ambush and lay in wait between Bethel and Ai, to the west of Ai. But Joshua spent the night with the people. Early the next morning, Joshua mustered his men, and he and the leaders of Israel marched before them to Ai. The entire force that was with him marched up and approached the city and arrived in front of it. Then they set up camp north of Ai, with the valley between them and the city. Joshua had taken about 5,000 men and set them in ambush between Bethel and Ai to the west of the city. They had the soldiers take up their positions, all those in the camp to the north of the city and the ambush to the west of it. So they had two different positions, so that's smart. Then that night Joshua went into the valley. When the king of Ai saw this, he and all the men of the city hurried out early in the morning to meet Israel in the battle, certainly a certain place overlooking the Arabah, that's the Dead Sea. But he did not know that the ambush had been set against him behind the city. Joshua and all Israel let themselves be driven back before them, and they fled into the desert. All the men of Ai were called to pursue them, and they pursued Joshua and were lured away from the city. Not a man remained in Ai or Bethel who did not go out after Israel. They left the city open and went in pursuit of Israel. Then the Lord said to Joshua, "Hold out toward Ai the javelin that is in your hand, for into your hand I will deliver the city." So Joshua held out his javelin toward Ai. As soon as he did this, the men in ambush rose quickly from their position and rushed forward. They entered the city and captured it and quickly set it on fire. The men of Ai looked back and saw the smoke of the city rising against the sky, but they had no chance to escape in any direction, for the Israelites who had been fleeing towards the desert had turned back against their pursuers. When Joshua and all of Israel saw that the ambush had taken the city and that the smoke was going up from the city, they turned around and attacked the men of Ai. The men of the ambush also came out of the city against them, so they were caught in the middle with Israelites on both sides. Israel cut them down, leaving them neither survivor nor fugitives, but they took the king of Ai alive and brought him to Joshua. When Israel had finished killing all the men of Ai in the fields and in the desert where they had chased them, and when every one of them had been put to the sword, all Israelites returned to Ai and killed those who were in it. 12,000 men and women fell that day, all the people of Ai. For Joshua did not draw back the hand that held out his javelin until he had destroyed. That's going to be the Hebrew term for this, is the irrecoverably giving over of things to the persons to the Lord, and often totally destroying them, as in like a burnt offering. All who had lived in Ai. But Israel did carry off for themselves the livestock and the plunder of the city, as the Lord had instructed Joshua. So Joshua burned Ai and made it a permanent heap of ruins, a desolate place to this day. He hung the king of Ai on a tree and left him there until evening. At sunset, Joshua ordered them to take the body from the tree and throw it down at the entrance of the city gate. And they raised a large pile of rocks over it, which remains to this day, because they do have a rule in the Torah about you cannot leave a body hanging on a tree overnight. That's against the rule. The covenant renewed at Mount Ebal. When Joshua built on Mount Ebal an altar, then Joshua built on Mount Ebal an altar to the Lord, to the God of Israel, as Moses, the servant of the Lord, had commanded the Israelites. He built it according to what is written in the book of the law of Moses, an altar of uncut stones on which no iron tool had been used. On it they offered to the Lord burnt offerings and sacrificed fellowship offerings, which would be traditionally peace offerings. There, in the presence of the Israelites, Joshua copied on the stones the law of Moses, which he had written. All Israel, aliens and citizens alike, with their elders, officials, and judges, were standing on both sides of the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord, facing those who carried it, the priests, who were Levites. Half of the people stood in front of Mount Gerizim, Gerizim, probably pronouncing that wrong, and half of them stood in front of Mount Ebal. That I know I'm pronouncing right. As Moses, the servant of the Lord, had formerly commanded when he gave instructions to bless the people of Israel. Afterwards, Joshua read all the words of the law, the blessings and the curses, just as it was written in the book of the law. There was not a word all that Moses had commanded, that Joshua did not read to the whole assembly of Israel, including the women and children and the aliens who lived among them. Which is wow, because that means he read them the first, all the videos from the Old Testament, from, that if you guys been watching along, everything that I've read to you guys so far this year, except for what is here in the book of Joshua, he read out loud to all of Israel, all in one sitting. That's amazing. Wow. I wonder how long that took. How many days do you think? Or did they take breaks and then come back? Or was it supposed to be like a 16-hour day? Because my voice would give out and I would not be able to keep doing it. At some point I'd have to stop and then do it on another day. So, but then I'm not Joshua, so I don't know. Until the next video, friends. Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name is Amy, and I'm an ordained minister. And when I was going through my video files, I discovered that I missed portions of the book of Luke from the New International Version. It was earlier on, and I just, was only recording certain parables that I had some sort of insight I wanted to add instead of all of them. So, in this video, we're doing Luke, from the New International Version, Luke chapter 18, verses 9 through 17, which is the parable of the Pharisee and the tax collector, plus the little children and Jesus. Okay. To some who were confident in their own righteousness and looked down on everybody else, Jesus told this parable. 2 men went up to the temple to pray, one a Pharisee and the other a tax collector. The Pharisee stood up and prayed about, got a footnote of D, or 2, himself. God, I thank you that I am not like other men, robbers, evildoers, adulterers, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week and give 1/10 of all I get. He's bragging to God, right? He's not like just, simple, Lord, thank you for the life that you have given me. Help me stay strong so I can do your good works. He wants people to know how holy he is, right? He's boasting about himself. Just knows he's not really praying to God. But the tax collector stood at a distance. He would not even look up to heaven, but beat his breast and said, God, have mercy on me, a sinner. I tell you that this man, rather than the other, went home justified before God. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted. The little children and Jesus. People were also bringing babies to Jesus to have him touch them, bless them. When the disciples saw this, they rebuked them. But Jesus called the children to him and said, let the little children come, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of God belongs to such as these. I tell you the truth, anyone who will not receive the kingdom of God like this little child will never enter it. So you got to be innocent. Like your reaction to God, as if you were an innocent soul. Because children are innocent. They're born innocent. And it's the bad examples that adults give them, or it's, usually some form of neurodivergence. Maybe they need some medicine. Depends on the kid, right? I hope you'll join me for our next video, which will actually, since when this is recorded in 2026, probably be in the King James Version of the Bible. Until then, friends. Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name is Amy. I'm an ordained minister, and we are in Bible study. We are in the NIV, and we are in Psalms, Book 3, Psalm 82. It's a psalm of Asaph. God presides in the great assembly. He gives judgment among the gods. How long will you defend the unjust and show partiality to the wicked? Selah. Defend the cause of the weak and the fatherless. Maintain the rights of the poor and the oppressed. Rescue the weak and needy. Deliver them from the hand of the wicked. They know nothing. They understand nothing. They walk about in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are shaken. I said, you are gods? You are all sons of the Most High? But you will die like mere men. You will fall like every other ruler. Rise up, O God, judge the earth, for all the nations are your inheritance. Sounds like he's calling some kings to carpet there.